Hello and welcome. For the 10-star ranking, we are required to play on a New Game Plus save file that has achieved every ending in the game. But playing on Next Fear skips the opening prologue, which I'd like to include for the complete story experience. There are chapters if you'd like to skip straight into the action or find a specific point, though I will be commentating as though I'm a guide, taking you through the whole journey of Silent Hill, from start to finish. And the commentary will make more sense as part of a bigger picture. With that said, we can begin. I'll see you in the other world.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
And so begins one of the best horrors of all time. We wake up in a ghost town we can't even try to run from, as someone we care about more than ourselves is missing, lost, and confused. We have to follow them, but the chase seems to lead us further into the darkness. It is the ultimate nightmare scenario.
What is this? What's going on here?
This is where Next Fear save files begin. This run can be completed without taking a single point of damage. To achieve 10-star ranking, we need to beat the game on hard difficulty, obtain the good plus ending, save no more than 2 times, we get one continue that we can't use because of our no damage limitation. We have to beat the game in under 90 minutes, while killing 200 enemies split between fighting and shooting executions, all with a balanced shooting style, which I will explain in more detail later. Oh, and also, we need to pick up at least 150 items, so if you see me picking up heals, it's because we're filling out the item count, not because we're going to be using them.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm alright, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month, short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre's going on. That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over. The phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements. Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it. Now listen to me. Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
You do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Okay, we're going to begin by taking everything in the cafe. Health tonic, flashlight, map. And knife. While we're here, we're going to equip the pistol as well.
What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio? This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
It takes about 6 or 7 shots to kill the air screamer. It's safer to move away and then fire, but at this close proximity, you'll land all your shots. We are heading back to the alley where we died in the nightmare. Grab the handgun bullets by the bench. Landing shots is going to be really important because we're graded on our shooting style for 10 stars. We get marked on our close range shots, our mid-range shots, our long range shots, and the shots that we miss. Miss too many shots and you don't get a star, so we have to keep that in mind as we play. Harry is not a perfect sharpshooter, but he has his moments. So long as you diversify and work with the strengths of the different weapons, you won't need to think about shooting style too much. Be steady, shoot in bursts, and it's something you'll get a feel for over time. And sometimes, despite being careful, Harry will still miss. He's only human. We have to take this fight before the gate. Often there are 3 dogs here. So long as you take one out, 2 dogs are safer to fight at once. Aggro them, then back up, shooting just as they jump towards Harry. There's a high chance an air screamer will join the fight, so listen out for the radio and check your back before entering the gate. We take this fight for our kill count. I'd usually recommend just running past. It turns out air screamers can get stuck here. I almost reset the run because of this troll. Also, I love the Beware of Dogs sign here. Great foreshadowing. This alley can be avoided on any percent, but for our route, this alley is really important, not just to cover the story beats, but also because there is a pipe here and some handgun ammo.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook? She's at the school.
The pipe is going to be essential, but it's also essential to see Cheryl's picture of her daddy. How could you skip this? So Cheryl guides Harry towards the school. Now we need to navigate a small section of the town, seeking out 3 keys of the Eclipse to get past the bottomless chasms that have broken the roads that would lead to the school. We can only proceed by playing to the rules of the town. Air screamers aren't ideal targets, as they will fly away after taking 3 pistol shots of damage, but there is a trick to killing them with a high level of consistency, so long as it's only 1 at a time. Hit them once just before they hit Harry so you stun them, then wait in place, and they will usually swoop around and slow down. Air screamers are extremely vulnerable when slow, and like this you can shoot them until they drop. I'll show this strat often. There is a static air screamer that always sits outside the supermarket, so take it out for a free kill before entering. The Channeling Stone is a special item found on New Game Plus. It's one of 5 items that will show up on the results screen, so we want to pick it up, even if we won't be using it. There are actually 6 Next Fear items, if you include the Hyper Blaster, but we don't need to pick that up as it starts in our inventory. Our route seeks out the dog monsters as much as possible, even taking some detours for them. There are 3 ahead that can be taken out one at a time. Aggro them by getting close or by shooting. They are always here, and it's these safe, easy kills that I'd say are essential to reach the kill requirements for 10 stars. There are 2 air screamers up ahead that we need to deal with. You'll be able to see the air screamer strat here in action again. Shoot once. Wait for it to loop. And then go for the kill once it slows down. If they ever stop or land, they're as good as dead. Grab the key of the lion and handgun bullets, and then we'll run back and go down a nearby alley for the next key. There should be no enemies, just run. We're floundering through the fog, and much is shrouded in mystery. Our only sense of direction is following the trail of notes Cheryl has left for us to find. All key and key markers, barring one, the lion key, are marked with blood. I think this is important, more than just a signifier in game design. Blood clearly has power in navigating Silent Hill. Through the bloodied items, we find a way to reach Midwich Elementary School. Grab the key of the woodsman by the Groner basketball. Later, the game shifts and we're given more purpose from outside characters, but here it is the main driving force, taking us forward. And, unsettlingly, it's closely linked with Cheryl. Now we'll cross the street and hug the wall, and at the corner we can ambush an air screamer that is often grounded. If it isn't, just use the normal method to take it out. And we will grab the final key of the Eclipse, the key of the Scarecrow. Prizes to anyone who knows what story the keys are from. This next alley is important. So important it's protected by an air screamer, so kill it. It's guarding 2 handgun ammo pickups, which are extremely important due to this run not using any bullet adjust multipliers. We're going to need this ammo for the huge amount of Groners up ahead. Speaking of resources, now is a good time to mention bullet adjust. In the extended options menu, you can increase a multiplier that makes it so more bullets drop per ammo pickup, making it so you'll essentially not run out of ammo at the highest levels. Whenever I run challenges, I try to keep it as close to the game's intended rules as possible, so no multiplier is used here. We're taking a detour here for the kills. We want their lives, not the medpack. It's really easy to run out of ammo while racking up the kills needed for the 10-star ranking. It's also for this reason that I'm focusing on fighting executes first in order to relieve the pressure on the ammo in this early game. Dogs are all over Levin Street, so we're going to run a circuit around it, cleaning up. We need to read these sketches by the broken road. Cheryl is continuing to guide Harry through the labyrinth, and reading this enables us to pick up the house key hidden in the doghouse. Without the sketches, we can't obtain the key. Here is the first instance of me resetting an area to see if I can pick up another easy kill, which I can. Just be careful if 2 dogs respawn, so you don't become a Harry sandwich. By this point, we've already racked up about 22 fighting kills and 4 shooting kills, which isn't too shabby. It will vary playthrough to playthrough slightly. We'll pick up the best next fear weapon, the katana. Sadly, we won't be using it as I like to keep it to non-special weapons only, found in the standard playthrough, though it is a beast of a weapon. Here is the map that shows us where to collect the Eclipse Keys, painted again in blood. Because of time constraints, we needed to collect the keys before taking these markings. This is one of the few things we do in the playthrough that is out of sequence. The town darkens as we get closer to the school. And this was the first real pain point for me. The darkness makes the enemies more aggressive, while also lowering Harry's aim. And it feels like the respawn rate of the air screamers is faster, and this can cause some really hellish situations. We're going to kill this air screamer immediately, so it's safe to take out 2 dogs that are further up. The real pain comes from how the air screamers will suddenly spawn in, and they can have the possibility of either being in front or behind Harry, depending on his position in the alley. This happens more frequently in the next alley, so I'll be turning off Harry's flashlight to reduce the risk of another air screamer spawning in. Once the 2 packs of dogs are taken out, we're going to just belt it to the school, using the darkness to hide us from the enemies. I love that the darkness limits our vision, but it also protects us. Once the hedge widens, we'll turn right and run straight for the school entrance, avoiding all the enemies. We've arrived at Midwich Elementary School. I like to grab the map to keep our bearings. We'll start by heading to the staff room, and surprise surprise, there is not a soul to be found. Let's take the handgun ammo. I always wonder here, and it is up for debate, so let me know what you think in the comments section. Is this picture part of the other world? Or is it real, painted by, say, like a member of Silent Hill's cult or something? someone under its influence. Again, the path to navigating the school is written in blood over the normal everyday textbooks. That we're guided so carefully early on is by design, but I also think there is a justified story reason behind it. We're about to engage the Mumblers. They're extremely dangerous, as we know from earlier, but now we have a pistol. 5 closely spaced shots will knock them down, then we're going to stomp them until they die. It can sometimes take 2 stomps. Be careful, because they can get back up quite quickly. Using the stomps will save on a lot of ammo. And before we're going to enter the next room, we'll turn the flashlight off. Throughout the school, we'll be using stealth to avoid packs of mumblers that stalk the corridors. We have to walk as well, so we don't alert them. If you alert them, you will hear them grumble, which is part of their namesake. We are grabbing the chemical from the storeroom cupboard. This is the Sage's water to open the old man's palm. This will get us the first medallion, and using this medallion on the clock tower will allow us to further explore the school. If you don't follow the sequence, you can't actually progress, which can make navigating the school a little bit confusing. Everything has to be done in order. I like to use this door to reset the Mumbler's position. It makes their pathing a little bit more predictable. Mumblers, like most enemies in this game, take a small stun after each hit. This is important to know because it will allow us to juggle the stun between 2 Mumblers, keeping them away from us when we fight them in packs. The piano puzzle is one of the hardest I've had to solve in a survival horror game, and it's one of the most elegant too. The birds are linked to the keys, but only the ones that are broken and silent. We'll take the medallion and head to the clock tower. There is a high chance for the Mumblers to respawn in this corridor. If they do, take them out. Respawns are good when the enemy is in a safe position to fight. The only issue is running out of ammo. Hide past this next mumbler, by the way, we don't have time to kill it. You try to kill it, and the others will catch up to you. We're just taking a quick run through these classrooms to pick up some handgun ammo. We really want to pick up all the handgun ammo we can. So, I'll be honest, I went looking to take out one mumbler, and when I saw two here, I just chickened out. In hindsight, these would have been two nice kill pickups, because we have enough handgun ammo. Go into the nurse's office for the tonic and med pack, but also, more importantly, to see if the mumblers will respawn in the corridor. You don't want those around on the way back from the clock tower, as they can be extremely close to Harry. With the two medallions in place, all that is left is to turn on the generator. The roar of the generator gives us a tease of the first boss to come, something to look forward to. This generator sound spooked the children of the school, inspiring scary stories of what the sound really belonged to. And I think it's quite fitting that this boss happens to be the most troublesome to take down without getting damaged. And very shortly we'll be fighting the single worst enemy of 10-star no damage, an enemy that is of little consequence on any percent, but a run killer on this challenge. We're gonna need the pipe to get us through.
Where am I? Have I been here before? I don't remember this being here before.
We've entered the other world. The architecture is the same, but it's nightmarishly reflected. Turn off the flashlight and the radio, and equip the pipe. Take 6 or 7 steps forward and locate the first creeper. Bring the pipe down, then walk back to the entrance. Hug the wall and take 2 to 3 steps forward and take out the second creeper. Hug the wall again, walk carefully up to the next creeper and do the same again. We're using the range of the pipe to our advantage, because if you get too close, they will bite you. walk forward, hit him with the pipe again, and now there should be one left. And we can turn the radio on, turn the light on, and use our pistol. We need these kills because there are so many creepers, and they die in 2 hits from just about anything. The creepers also respawn, but be cautious because the amount that respawn and their positions are random. Just even 2 can catch you out. I lost a lot of recordings to creepers. This is the first of many big open classrooms we need to navigate, and they are always filled with 3 or even 4 mumblers. I'm not sure how predictable their patrol patterns are, but knowing where the door is and keeping space from them is crucial. Even with practice, I almost lost a run here. This corridor is a little more straightforward. We're going to just walk steadily up, and we're going to turn left at the end of the hallway, and usually the mumbler at the end will have moved out of the way, and we can just run into the staff room. And here is the painting from earlier, now in the actual structure of the school building. We have a picture card as a key, and I can't help but feel this painting is part of the real world, inspiring fear in the children and maybe even the staff. It's so detailed and specific. So we enter the girls' toilets here and get teleported to the 2nd floor on our way out. Here we can collect a great amount of ammo before heading back down and teleporting again. The implications of this next sequence are quite grotesque. Collect the shotgun, our boss-killing weapon. Do not use it on regular enemies as it will destroy the shooting style. Every pellet counts as a hit or miss. This room is a little special. Walk to the middle, waiting for the mumbler to pass in the shadow. Then we're going to turn our light on, assassinate the creeper with a double tap, and then run to the door. Maybe it's just safer to get to the door, as this is a little risky and the position of the mumblers can get a bit awkward. Then we'll run into the next room and kill the creeper.
Cheryl!
Often 2 creepers respawn in this room. It's safer to find one using stealth than luring the other one from under the table with the flashlight. I lost several recorded attempts here due to complacency, because one is under the table and it sort of just comes at a weird angle that by the time you're shooting the one that you think you're aiming at, you're getting bit by the other. Really, really awkward enemy. We're going to kill these mumblers here, as we'll be walking through this corridor a few times over the next few minutes. we need this very cool pink rubber ball before heading upstairs. Always approach the stairwell with stealth, as it's very likely you'll get grabbed trying to run straight past.
What?
Using the channeling stone isn't necessary unless you're going for a specific ending. I wanted to do it to demonstrate that we are not alone in this nightmare. Do any of you have any stories of unexplained lights in the sky or some weird supernatural phenomena? Something beyond all of us is afoot here in Silent Hill. Pick up the classroom key that was washed into the drain, and then we'll head up to the second floor to seek out the library key. The trick to this room is to walk forward and position Harry facing towards the handgun bullets. Turn the flashlight on and collect the bullets immediately, then you run straight for the door, hugging the wall. Grab the shotgun shells now, as 4 mumblers will occupy this room later. Then exit through the left door, because this will set us up in a nice position to kill the next group of enemies. Ready your aim, and Harry will lock onto a creeper in the dark. Turn on the flashlight, then shoot, and then swap target using left on the D-pad to take out the chasing creeper. Then, once that's gone, focus on the mumbler. Creepers are always the priority target. You just want to make sure you're aiming at the enemies at your feet rather than the enemies in the distance. Which can be hard, honestly. It can be hard to judge. This room can be a little random due to the mumbler's position. Walk forward and hope the mumbler passes by Harry, then walk to the creeper and shoot it. Run forward, quick turn, and then take out the second creeper, being careful you're not aiming at the enemy in the distance. enter the classroom through this door so you can avoid... I think there's like 5 mumblers in this classroom now. When you enter this room, you can just walk forward and then enter the door to the right. Hug the wall and walk down to the door. We can now enter the library, which reveals some great information. Unfortunately, I missed reading the book Manifestations of Delusions, and it's well worth looking at, as it takes note of how fear, worry, and stress can manifest into external energy into the physical world. It's your typical occult, ghostly, spiritual stuff, but in Silent Hill, this truly has power. I find it fascinating that Harry read this fairy tale as a child too. I think this is likely to be a coincidence, but the other world might already be shaping the reality to those caught under its influence in subtle ways. It's also curious that this book gives us the strategy for the terror that haunts the school, the terror we're about to meet, and the least predictable boss of Silent Hill No Damage. We have one more creeper-filled room ahead. Using the same stealth tactics as before, we'll follow the corridor up, killing creepers as we go with our trusty pipe. I check for respawns, and unfortunately there are none. These rooms are dangerous as hell, but they are great for the kill counter, which is why it was so important to find a strategy for them. We're going to collect the shotgun shells and ampoule, then we're going to equip our boss killing weapon, the shotgun, as soon we'll be fighting the reptile that we read about earlier. Open up with a steady shotgun blast, then get some distance. Now hit it with 2 or 3 blasts at a time, then reposition. As the second phase begins, Splithead will stop for a moment and start salivating. Align Harry with its mouth, then Splithead will attempt to eat Harry whole, and we can step back, firing 2 shotgun shots into its mouth for maximum damage. This opening is 100% safe. Then, unfortunately on this attempt, the fight got messy. Ideally, we kite Splithead around the burning effigy, baiting it to open its mouth, but I panicked and this led me to start backing away, firing shots in the hope that its mouth would open a 3rd time so I could kill it. You only need its mouth to open 3 times, landing a total of 6 shotgun shots on its weak point for the fight to end.
Huh? What was that? Who in the hell was that?
Defeating Splithead, we're visited by a vision of a young woman. I think this brief interaction is so important, as the story begins a major shift at this point. There is no sense of threat or malice from the young woman. She isn't angry, but smiling slightly. Her expression is relief. Harry didn't just dispel a nightmare, but her nightmare, at least for a time. After killing such a large, imposing creature, the power of the otherworld seems to recede, and we are back in the fog world. It's amazing how this once felt scary. Now it feels tranquil and almost serene compared to the hell we've just experienced. I love this lull before the next wave. I think this is what makes Silent Hill's horror special compared to other survival horror games. And soon we'll come up to the first save, which was another major relief to me. I lost the most attempts to the early game. There was a lot to learn that helped me later. Just before the first save, we should be around 55 fighting kills and around 16 shooting kills. Now we need to head towards the church and find out why the bells were ringing. Someone is seeking out attention. Along the way, we'll take out enemies and collect a few things. The 2 air screamers in this alley are static spawns, and they often wait on the bins. Ambush them before they ambush you, and they're very easy to take out. On exiting the alley, heading left, there is a dog. And a little further on, we can collect another next fear weapon, the chainsaw. Now we can head back along the pavement, and before long, we'll be upon the church.
Were you ringing that bell?
I've been expecting you. It was foretold by gyromancy.
What are you talking about?
I knew you'd come. You want the girl, right?
The girl? You're talking about Cheryl.
I see everything.
You know something? Tell me.
Stay back. Nothing is to be gained from floundering about at random. You must follow the path. The path of the hermit concealed by Flauros.
What? What are you talking about?
Here, the Flauros, a cage of peace. It can break through the walls of darkness and counteract the wrath of the underworld. These will help you. Make haste to the hospital before it's too late.
Wait! Don't go yet!
It was foretold by gyromancy. Events are scaling up, and now we're not simply following Cheryl's guidance, but also this crazy lady's ramblings. We'll take the Floros and the bridge key, take the tonic as well before leaving. I guess that lady isn't so crazy after what we've seen and experienced. And if that weird object could help ward against the evil we're against, it makes sense for Harry to carry it. The gasoline is another next fear item. You need to use it to get the chainsaw and the pneumatic drill to work, which requires separate New Game Plus cycles to achieve. Lucky for us, all the tools work. Not so lucky for us, is that we don't use any special weapons due to self-restriction. If it's not already clear by now, this route tracks down nearly every dog there is to meet the kill requirement. This one is great in particular, as it leads us to more ammo. What we don't do now is kill every air screamer. They get crafty from this point on. This one in particular attempts to lure the player in by flying slowly, but it actually has a huge health pool compared to normal air screamers. And if you engage it, it summons 3 more air screamers to ambush Harry. They're leveling up their tactics. The rock drill is our last next fear item pickup. This weapon is brutal. And listen to how dark the music gets in this maintenance room. From here on, if you see me take out an air screamer, it's because I know it's safe to do so. I'll mention the ones to avoid when we get to them. We'll check out the police station before going to the hospital. There is also a new type of enemy that stalks Central Silent Hill. They're not favourable to fight right now with our current weapon options, so we're going to avoid them. The police station is empty, as you might expect, but there is a lot of ammo here, and some great pieces of information. This is the first we hear of the plant White Claudia, a flower with hallucinogenic properties unique to the region of the town. We also get a small glimpse into an underworld crime movement that is not afraid to take out officers who are investigating. Shoot to make sure both dogs are aggroed, then run between the bin and the tree. This will keep our sides safe while we take out one dog. With one dog left, we're in control. The problem with two at once is that you can get attacked from multiple angles, and you can only hit stun one, so even backing up isn't safe, because the dog will complete its full jump.
Hold it! Stop! Don't shoot! Wait! I'm not here to fight. My name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation.
Thank God, another human being.
Do you work here?
I'm Dr. Michael Kaufman. I work at this hospital.
So maybe you can tell me what's going on.
I really can't say. I was taking a nap in the staff room. When I woke up, it was like this. Everyone seems to have disappeared. And it's snowing out, this time of year. Something's gone seriously wrong. Did you see those monsters? Have you ever seen such aberrations? Ever even heard of such things? You and I both know creatures like that don't exist.
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl anywhere? I'm looking for my daughter. She's only 7, short, black hair.
She's missing. I'm sorry. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt that she's... Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. Your wife, she's here with you?
She died 4 years ago. Now it's just me and my daughter.
I see. I'm sorry. Well, I'd better be going. I can't just sit around here doing nothing.
So long. Good luck out there.
Kaufman is pretty cold and hostile, but I can't help but like him as he took out an air screamer. That counts for something in my book. But seriously, if Kaufman really is a doctor, he has terrible bedside manners, even if he's a bit stressed. He was also very quick on the trigger, one to be careful around. This basic plastic bottle is the most important missable in the playthrough. It's essential for the good plus ending. We use the plastic bottle to take the liquid pooled on the floor, presumably because it's clear someone has searched through this office, and they smashed the vial of this liquid in order to get rid of it. I suppose Harry's gut feeling is that it has some importance. The creepers have returned. There are 3 in this room, and thankfully our flashlight defaults to being off. Kill the one closest, then adjust aim for the second. The 3rd creeper doesn't aggro immediately as it's behind a wall waiting around the corner. I guess the light doesn't reach it, so it's not alerted. Thankfully, these are the only creepers in the hospital. Notice how the music often builds up when we interact with generators, or machinery. It suggests an element of trauma that's invoked by the sound they make. With full knowledge of the game's story, it's both sad and kind of endearing. I'll try to elaborate on this later. Back to the current moment. This elevator to this day is one of the most chilling things I've experienced in a story. We explore all the floors. Then, without options, a 4th secret floor appears. I think this is the best entrance to the otherworld in the series. I feel as the game opens up, Cheryl's influence is lesser, and we're left more on our own to tackle the challenges ahead. For instance, we don't get any documents written in blood anymore, suggesting what we need to do next. We just have to explore and work it out ourselves. Thinking on it more, I do think that earlier on, Cheryl was there to help her dad navigate the nightmare they found themselves in, and as the story progresses, her influence starts to wane, while another girl starts to take over. Remember this blood pack's placement. Something quite unsettling is revealed here later. The nurses and the doctors are big targets, so I like to take them out with mid and even long-ranged pistol fire. Once we pick up the axe hammer, we're going to pivot to melee kills only, as the nurses are the ideal target for these takedowns. As I was running this, I was like, God, this is just so gruesome. Two nurses are a little more dangerous, but since we need the kills, we take this room. Run between the beds. The nurse may grab Harry, but the grab deals no damage. It's quite safe to take them out from this position, but the grabs can get quite spammy and frustrating. On normal playthroughs, it's best to ignore this room, but it's a great boost to our kill count for 10 stars. And you'll see soon why it was worth the trouble. Here I'm checking Harry's health, just to confirm no damage was taken. If only a percentage of damage lands, his condition screen will have a tiny flickering of static, so it's quite noticeable, no need to reset. There is a formula for respawns, but I'm not sure of the exact details. But essentially it can vary from room to room. All I know for certain is that we lucked out with a huge amount here. There are 3 health drinks in the vending machine, which is pretty sweet. We don't just fight nurses, but doctors too, and they seem to have a slightly higher health pool. I also realised that these doctors make the same groans as the inhabitants of the Defiled Valley in Demon Souls. It's a cool little connection. One of the hardest things about learning this game no damage was remembering where to go and what to pick up. Unlike, say, later Resident Evil games, the first not counting, the locations in Silent Hill are less distinctive, more real, with flaws mirroring their design. It takes several playthroughs to map the game out, and it's crucial that we don't refer to the map often, so that we can beat the game in less than 90 minutes. Feed the tentacles the blood pack to pick up the last plate. We have everything we need for our tea party. This puzzle description has never left me since I first read it when I was much younger. The clash of the bright images with the darkness is just unforgettable. Queen, turtle, cat, hatter, and the door will open. If you're too slow to hit a nurse, simply back up and dodge their scalpel swing before going in for another strike. Ideally, you'll let the nurses run up to you and bring the hammer down when they get in range. Honestly, I thought I lost the segment here, but the hammer must have stunned the nurse at the last possible frame before Harry got sliced. Harry's constantly checking for respawns to satisfy his vengeance. They've taken his daughter, so every monster must die. We will find them. I really love secret doors hidden behind shelves. It feels like we're entering a forbidden space. With the lighter and the alcohol we collected earlier, we can burn the vines and gain access to the secrets hidden in the hospital basement. The next two groups of nurses are the most dangerous in the hospital. It is very easy to get surrounded and overwhelmed, so try to land your hammer strikes at max range. If they grab you, spam the buttons to throw them off quickly. I suppose it's worth mentioning that the nurses will only grab Harry if there are two around.
What's this? Looks like someone's been here.
We have a name for the girl we saw at the school after defeating Splithead, and who we also saw running away from us at the beginning of the hospital. Alessa was kept down here, hidden away like a secret.
Finally, someone else who's okay.
Who are you?
My name's Lisa Garland. What's yours?
Harry Mason.
Harry, tell me what's happening here. Where is everybody? I must have gotten knocked out. When I came to, everyone was gone. It's awful.
So you don't know anything either. Great. I just don't get it. It's like this is all some kind of bad dream.
Yeah, a living nightmare.
Let me ask you, have you seen a little girl around here? Short, black hair, 7 years old?
A 7-year-old girl. What, she's your daughter?
Yes.
A 7-year-old girl. I can't say that I have. I was unconscious all this time. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Do you know anything about all that weird stuff in the basement?
No? Why? Is there something down there?
You don't know? Don't you work here?
We're under strict orders never to enter the basement storeroom. So I really don't know. What did you say was down there?
Well, it's...
What's wrong? Harry? Harry, let me help you. Harry?
Was I dreaming?
You were too late.
It's you.
Yes, Dahlia Gillespie.
Tell me everything you know. What's going on?
Darkness. The town is being devoured by darkness. Strength must overcome petty desire, childish sleep talk. I knew this day would come.
What are you talking about? I don't understand a word of this.
Believe the evidence of your eyes. The other church in this town, that is your destination. This is beyond my abilities. Only you can stop it now. Have you not seen the crest marked on the ground all over town?
So that's what I saw in the schoolyard. What does it mean?
It is the mark of Samael. Don't let it be completed.
Hey, wait!
As the power of the other world recedes, we've returned to the fog world, and now we're going to follow Dahlia's advice to a not at all suspicious place called the Other Church. What will be found there? There are 2 dogs that we will kill on our way to the antique shop. I love how this whining radio sound plays, as though the fog world is becoming more unstable. Do not engage with this air screamer. It's another one with an extremely high health pool that summons 3 or 4 other mates to ambush Harry. Run straight into the safety of the building.
What's this?
Harry!
Sybil?
I'm glad you're okay. I shouldn't have left you. Things are worse than I thought. It's nuts.
What are you doing here? I thought you left town.
I saw you go in here, so I followed you. I couldn't get out. All the roads out of town are blocked. Cars have completely stopped running. The phones and radios are still out too.
What about my daughter? Did you see her?
I did see a girl.
Was it Cheryl?
I only caught a glimpse of her through the fog. I went after her, but she vanished. I don't know about your daughter, but
And you just let her go? Where was it?
On Bachman Road. She was heading towards the lake. Now don't get excited. It wasn't like she ran off exactly. There was no place for her to go. The road has been obliterated.
What? So then Cheryl...
It was like she was walking on thin air.
Hmm?
What about you? Anything?
Yeah, I met this bizarre woman. Her name's Dahlia Gillespie. Do you know her?
Dahlia Gillespie. No. And?
She said something about the town being devoured by darkness. Gibberish like that. Any idea what it means?
Darkness devouring the town? Must be on drugs. They sell them to the tourists. The Force still can't figure out who's behind it. None of our leads have panned out, and the investigation is stalled.
What could drug trafficking have to do with all this?
I really don't know. But maybe that's the darkness she was talking about. That's all I can think of. What's this?
Just discovered it. Maybe there's something back there.
Let's have a look.
Wait. We don't know what's back there. I'd better check it out first.
I'm a cop. I should go.
No, I'm going.
All right. I'll cover you from here. Be careful. If anything looks fishy, get back here on the double.
Okay. Sybil,
Yeah?
do you know anything about... well, like some other world? It's like some kind of bad dream.
What are you talking about?
I'm not quite sure. I try to make sense of it, but then my mind goes blank. Everything's dark there, and I hear sirens in the distance. I met this nurse, Lisa. It's like I was there, but not really. It's all a blur, like some kind of hallucination, you know?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Harry.
Oh. I was just wondering. Never mind.
Harry. You're tired.
Yeah, maybe. What's this? Some kind of altar. Never seen anything like this before. Maybe this is the other church. What the?
Harry? Are you okay? Harry? Harry?
am I?
Harry,
Lisa? Then I'm in the hospital?
you were having a bad dream.
Was I? Hey, you don't look too good. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
Well, if you're sure. Lisa, do you know a woman named Dahlia Gillespie?
Oh yeah, that crazy Gillespie lady. She's kind of famous around here. She never sees anybody, so I don't know that much about her. But I heard her kid died in a fire, and supposedly she's been crazy ever since.
Well, she says the town is being devoured by the darkness. Do you have any idea what she's talking about?
The town devoured by the darkness. Yes, I think I do. Before this place was turned into a resort, the townspeople here were on the quiet side. Everybody followed some kind of queer religion. Weird occult stuff, black magic, that kind of thing. As young people moved away, the people figured they'd been summoned by the gods. Evidently, things like that used to happen around here all the time. Before the resort, there really wasn't anything else out here. Everyone was so flipped out, you gotta blame it on something. Then a lot of new people came in and everybody clammed up about it.
A cult?
Last time I heard anything about it was, gosh, years ago. When several people connected with developing the town died in accidents. People said it was a curse. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
Was that another dream? Did I pass out again?
What do you think happened in the other church? Is the incense burning the drug White Claudia? Hallucination and reality are bleeding into one another. Sybil couldn't see the other world, but maybe she can now with the incense. Lisa's lines about the town being into the occult is precisely why I believe the painting in the school is not simply a hallucination of Alessa, but that it really exists in the staff room. It is the same with the galleries found in later Silent Hills, which to me implies that though the visions are personal in Silent Hill, with monsters reflecting the characters, there is also an outside hellish force with its own reality at play too. I think it's this inter and outer personal reality that really makes the world of Silent Hill fascinating. I really love this sequence. The TV display gives us our first and strongest visual tease that Cheryl and Alessa are somehow connected as one.
Daddy? Help me. Please? Where are you?
Cheryl!
From this point on, the otherworld increases its torment, and its monsters are more gruesome, stronger, and aggressive. Dahlia trolled us by suggesting to visit that altar. Fortunately, we're about to get a powerful weapon to even the odds. Ready the shotgun as we're about to fight the next boss, the Twin Feeler Caterpillar. Turn around, wait a secondish, then walk back, and it should cross the grate as Harry steps out of its way. Unload the shotgun, 3 blasts until it submerges. Wait a second or 2 for it to surface and run, careful of its acid spit. Another shotgun volley should kill it. With a little practice, you should get a good feel of when Twin Feeler will rise out of the sand. Don't let it make contact with Harry, as, like Splithead, contact causes light damage. Our prize is the rifle, an extremely powerful and accurate weapon. The only downside is we get very little ammo for it, so use it wisely. We're going to turn the flashlight off, as the Air Screamer's stronger variant, the Night Flutter, aggroes immediately upon leaving the mall. For this next sequence, we need to run to the hospital, taking a brief stop at the police station for ammo. Turn the flashlight off to avoid aggroing Night Flutters. If it's clear, kill the dogs, then run straight to the police station. Once we've taken the ammo there, we run in the dark towards the hospital, avoiding the awful rompers and the Night Flutters. It's not safe to engage a fight here. Now, I'd recommend not fighting the dog pack in the hospital courtyard. I rooted away, it is extremely high risk, and we're so close to our next save, it's better to save and then kill the wormheads to increase your kill count. To take the fight, I recommend killing the first wormhead with the rifle, then running straight for the hospital door. Reset outside the courtyard, then take out the 2 remaining wormheads with the rifle. There is a chance the rifle misses, and if that happens, Harry will take damage. On review, I got lucky here, and I took the gamble due to the segmented nature of this challenge. If I run this for 10 stars and no saves on a live stream, I don't think I'll take this room.
Harry!
Glad you're okay.
Thank God you came back. I was scared to be here all alone.
I'm here now. I was worried too. I'm real happy to see you. Lisa, can you tell me how to get to the lake?
The lake? You take Bachman Road.
The road's blocked.
Well, that's the only way out there.
Are you sure? There's gotta be another way.
Wait! I just remembered something!
What?
There's a waterworks over by my old elementary school. It's been abandoned for years. There's an underground tunnel out there used for inspections or something. I remember hearing it runs all the way to the lake.
Really? You think I can get to the lake from there?
I've never been down in there myself, so I'm not positive. Besides, it's all fenced off to keep people out.
If there's a chance, I've got to try.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you.
No. Somehow I feel I'm not supposed to leave this place. Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold.
Look, just wait here a little longer. I'll be back as soon as I find my daughter.
Harry?
I felt tormented at never being able to team up with Sybil or Lisa. Back then I felt the game would be less scary if they'd just worked together. Anyway, we take our last save for the run here, as the next boss can be tricky. We now have around 44 shooting kills and 91 fighting kills. From here on out, we'll index hard on shooting kills until we run out of ammo. By the time we get to the final area of the game, we should be over 100 kills with shooting. As soon as the fight begins, run right and get to the corner of the rooftop. This area will mess up Floatstinger's ability to track Harry, in some ways making it bug out. And in the openings, we'll shoot it. It's safer to shoot once it's fired its acid spray, as there is often a small grace period where it will try to sting Harry up close. Though if you move too far from it, it will only spit acid. The most important thing to bear in mind about the Floatstinger is that it has long recovery iframes after it takes damage. I'm not sure how long, but I like to leave a second or two before taking the next shot. You could unload the rifle and have 2 out of 3 shots miss, and that will just burn through an extremely valuable resource, so space the shots. I like to use 6 or 7 rifle shots maximum before switching over to the shotgun. We don't want to use the shotgun too much, as it can devastate our missed shots rating on our shooting style, which kills the run. If you shoot the Stinger up close, it's a pretty big target, and it's likely to take most of the pellet spray. In my first attempts, I was amazed at how much damage it was taking, because I didn't realize half the shots were doing nothing. Few more shots and then Floatstinger is down. The demon was destroyed, and the other world is pushed back again. Now we return to the fog world. After that relaxing walk through the fog, the reservoir awaits. Our favourite enemy, the creeper, returns, which is why I decided to take the save earlier in the hospital reception, so I didn't get robbed by these. We will just bait them out, and as there's only 2 here, it's quite safe. 2 new enemies lie ahead, the extremely fast and aggressive hanged scratchers. Walk in their aggro range, take one out with the rifle and kill the other with a pistol. 5 pistol shots should do it. They're not very tanky, thankfully. Hanged scratchers are dangerous, and since the radio doesn't work in the sewer, they can easily ambush Harry. Worse yet, they can climb onto the ceiling to swipe stealthily from above. It's really important to know their positions when running this no damage. From this point on, we're prioritizing shooting kills. 6 pistol shots guarantees a shoot and kill takedown on a hanged scratcher. You don't want to shoot what is already dead, as it will increase your missed shots, but 1 extra bullet to ensure the kill won't hurt here, just while the radio isn't working. For such a small area, the reservoir was quite difficult to route. The enemies are surprisingly tricky, and everywhere looks the same. This hanged scratcher is living up to its name. Take it out with 5 or 6 shots. I love that the monsters here really capture the imagination of a child's vision of what could lurk under the town. There are 3 creepers here that are safest killed at range in the dark. If you aggro them with a flashlight, they can take a while to reach Harry, sometimes even coming round the sides. Best to kill them as a group. And we'll reset the room to check for respawns. We want as many shooting kills as we can get now for the final areas of the playthrough. It's ridiculous, as there are 4 hanged scratchers waiting to ambush Harry. We'll ambush them instead with superior firepower. Up ahead in this sickening hellhole, there are 4 creepers waiting for their chance. We're gonna take them out with a pistol. The only good creeper is a dead one. There's another big group of creepers ahead, but the terrain is favourable for direct combat. That was the last pack of creepers. The rest is easy from here on out. Time to breathe a sigh of relief. I wish. Turn and run, tinge slightly to the right to avoid the scratch at the exit. Keep running until the end of the sewer, where we'll stand our ground and take out the horde waiting for us. I try to aggro one scratcher at a time, maintaining max distance. If you get overwhelmed, run and either get to the exit or reset the room. The resort area is the final section of the town. There's important things to be done here to achieve the good plus ending. We'll also be taking out dogs en route, and using the rifle to kill any rompers that can be problematic.
I missed 2 rifle shots and wanted to die. I only had 6 bullets.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm beat. I thought I was a goner there. So how'd it go? Did you find a way out?
No, not yet. How about you?
Zip. But it's too soon to give up. This craziness can't go on forever. A military rescue squad should be here any time now. If they come through the town, we're home free.
I hope so.
I better get going. This isn't the time to stand around flapping our gums.
Do you know a girl called Alessa?
No.
Kaufman's lying. Annie's up to something. We'll take his stuff and snoop around. Careful that you don't have a romper chasing you as you exit Annie's bar, because we need time to take out 3 dogs in this area on our way to the Indian Runner. There are 2 dogs in this car park that make for easy shooting kills. Run straight for the door, past the 2 rompers, and interact with the lock. The romper was very kind to wait. I spammed X furiously to get in once the code was entered. I adore this shady drug-running subplot. There's little practical reason to come to the Indian Runner outside of the rifle ammo, which is very nice. The drug they're selling has to be the unique White Claudia that is only found in the region of Silent Hill. It's this hallucinogenic that must have fueled the delusions of the cult. I like to think of it as a slowly building influence on the locals and their stories over time that happened to develop into this nightmarish following. 0886 is the code. Grab the magnet from the sofa, and then we'll head to Kaufman's room. I think it's likely the realities of Silent Hill are layered on top of each other, so it's always been this special place where unusual things happen. The supernatural can happen. Dahlia also said to Harry earlier that the other world is devouring the real world. She is very much aware of these multi-layered realities. I think the drug makes it so a person can weaken their ego or simply become more susceptible to the influence of these layered realities. And we know that when you step over, your whole body goes into that reality, hence Sybil losing Harry when there was nowhere else to go in the antique shop. While the drug is the gateway in this first Silent Hill, I think during the events of this game, the realities become so weakened that the other world has a stronger pull and agency in the later Silent Hill games, whether you've taken White Claudia or not.
Give me that!
What is this?
That's none of your business. Instead of messing with that, how about coming up with a way to get out of here? You shouldn't be hanging around here goofing off. What do you think you're doing? You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here.
Okay, take it easy.
Unless you want to die, keep your mind on business. Got it?
I think Kaufman only spared Harry here because we saved his life at the bar. He's clearly quite happy to kill anyone who gets in his way, but maybe there is some code that he lives by that stopped him pulling the trigger this time. Take out the air screamer immediately, as it always waits outside this door if you ran straight into the motel earlier. And then we'll run down and keep to the outside path, killing packs of dogs as we head to the pier. There's some rifle ammo down some steps too, which is a great but easily missed pickup.
What's this? Oh. Oh.
One reality starts to devour another, and it is no delusion. We'll run on, use the rifle to kill the two rompers ahead, because that will give us space to clear the pack of wormhead dogs, a group of 3. From this point on, regular monsters are fully transformed. It's as though they're losing the form, or control of the form, of the real influences they've mimicked. That guttural death sound is awful. This night flutter didn't want to slow down, so I hit it with a third shot to scare it off temporarily while I took out the next dog.
Sybil,
Harry!
how did you get back here?
I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence?
Yeah. I'm glad you made it. I was worried about you.
You were worried? Where did you disappear to? Never mind. I want to know what's going on here. What is with this town?
This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy, and I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. But now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the other world. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading, trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about.
Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it.
Well, what's making this happen?
I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there.
There?
Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere and she needs my help.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
Sybil,
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Dahlia Gillespie.
Was it not as I said? I see it all now. Yes, everything. Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. I knew this day would come. And what's more, the task is almost finished. There's only 2 left. To seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk, and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
So what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple. Stop the demon. The demon taking that child's form. Stop it before your daughter becomes a sacrifice. Before it is too late. Stop it! Stop it!
What do I do?
Go to the lighthouse on the lake. And to the center of the amusement park. Make haste. You are the only hope.
Look, Harry. I really don't get what's going on. But if there's a chance we can save your daughter, I'm in. I'll check out the amusement park. You go to the lighthouse.
Sybil, thanks.
You will need to use it.
Use what?
The Flauros. Only with that can you stop it.
What about Sybil?
The next area is very dangerous. It's as though Dahlia wants us killed. We'll loot the boat, then we need to make a run for the lighthouse. We won't fight at all here, as there are a high number of enemies and it's just so easy to get surrounded. Stealth and knowing where you're going is key. Almost got grabbed by a romper there. As you can see, turning the flashlight on and off keeps the flutters from targeting Harry. The rest is just pathing. There is a small, unfortunate chance that an enemy might hug the steps or something here, blocking your way. In the case of this happening, I think you'd have to buy time running around until it moved that other way. Evasion, rather than standing still with a light on shooting, is key. I got stuck here behind some barrels, and this was pretty terrible as the dog could have gotten on the stairs. But fortunately we got through. If this was no damage, no saves on a live stream, I would get hit here, 100%.
Wait! Damn, I was too late.
This descent down the lighthouse stairwell is so visually and thematically brilliant. It's as though we're walking into the heart of the town's darkness. A dog charges at us upon leaving the lighthouse. Use the rifle to take it out, and use a pistol on the other. I waited a little while to see if a night flutter would join in, but on this attempt, it took too long, so I just left.
Sybil hasn't come back. That creep's sure to show up at the amusement park pretty soon. Let me be on time.
For the next sequence, we'll be running for the amusement park. We're going to take out the dogs and then just run. There's a night flutter outside the reservoir entrance. Do not fight it, as it's another one of those boss types that summons in more. When I shot at it in practice, it took over like 4 or 5 rifle hits. Absolutely crazy. This second reservoir is much more straightforward than the first. Kill the scratcher on the ceiling and then the one on the ground. After that, we just need to run to the ladder exit. This area is timed. The longer you take, the more enemies that spawn in. But the catch is that the enemies that spawn in have huge health pools compared to the regular versions. Don't waste your time or ammo on these boss mumblers, just run for the exit. Sadly, there are no Robbie Rabbits at this amusement park. Instead, we'll kill the last of the mumblers we see in the game with melee takedowns. There's about 3 while we head to the carousel. Mumblers, I don't think we'll miss you. Run up to Sybil and then throw the red liquid on her before she can pistol whip Harry. This will save her life.
Sybil! Wake up! Snap out of it! Sybil!
Harry, what happened?
Shh, don't talk. I'll take care of you.
Harry, why did they take your daughter? Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter. I actually haven't told her yet. She probably already knows anyway, though. We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick, and it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So in that case...
there might be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what. I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What? What is this? Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa, this is the end of your little game.
Mama?
Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown. That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself. But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Alessa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me.
No! Get away from me!
Bad girl. Everything is ready. Let's go home.
What's going on here?
Harry.
Lisa. What happened? Where's Alessa and Dahlia?
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement, even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms, but nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there, but I can't quite remember somehow. What was it?
Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's only a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Lisa is truly lost in the other world, and the basement is calling to Harry. This is the center of the town, nowhere, where the break in realities happened. This is where the end of the game takes place.
I'm being summoned. What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it. Cheryl.
I think it really helps if you look at Nowhere and the way we solve its puzzles as a way for Harry to help ease Alessa's trauma, inviting us to learn the truth, allowing us to reach the depths where her physical body resides. We are summoned because we can help. Earlier at the school, I said that part of the Mumbler's namesake is that they groan when alerted. The other half is revealed here. They are called mumblers for the rumours they must have shared in whispers around Alessa, bullying her, calling her witch, spiking her with pencils. This is how the mumblers were manifested. Pull the key from the tap with the pliers. Now that we have the key of Ophiel, you don't want to re-enter that room, as 3 nurses will surround Harry in there. I've seen this puzzle trick a lot of players into thinking the solution is far more complex than it is. Simply count the limbs and enter the number. It's much easier to say this when it's not your first playthrough. I got tricked too. The first letter in each line spells the password, and when you put them in order of age, you get the password alert. Alert as the solution always unsettled me, and what comes next probably doesn't help with that feeling.
Harry?
Lisa, what's the matter with you?
I get it now. Why I'm still alive even though everyone else is dead. I'm not the only one who's still walking around. I'm the same as them. I just hadn't noticed it before.
Lisa.
Stay by me, Harry. Please. I'm so scared. Help me. Save me from them. Please. Harry?
Lisa?
In this diary, we find out about Lisa's involvement with Alessa's care, and we also find out that Lisa is an addict to the drug PTV, which is White Claudia. Through Kaufman, she had a clear route to obtaining the drug, and she lies about knowing Alessa. Lying and keeping her involvement silent during Alessa's treatment likely allowed her to continue to have access to the drug, and she keeps the lie even in the otherworld when speaking to Harry. Maybe during the incident of the otherworld's awakening, she loses the memory through trauma, but it comes back to her once she explores the basement, and the realization, or maybe the memory, makes her succumb to the nightmare, and she just breaks. Lisa is a tragic character, someone I feel who meant well, but also got swept up in the drugs and in the cult by proximity. Wrong place, wrong time, which is why I find the scene hits so hard. There's a hopelessness that no one can fix, and it's just devastating, and the music just captures this hopelessness perfectly. Nowhere is an amalgamation of all the areas that were impactful to Alessa's trauma. The hospital, the classroom, the antique shop she grew up in, the altar she was forced to pray at by her mother, perhaps even forced to take White Claudia through the incense burning. To get the solution to this next puzzle, you have to light the altar with a camera flash. Light banishes the dark, and it gives us the solution. The light, not fire, shows the truth. Fire, on the other hand, like the burning of the drug, is an important part of the dark magic at play in Silent Hill, and it's fire that disfigures Alessa. The fire places her in a catatonic state, a world of pure pain, a silent hell. Alessa's suffering is the catalyst that allows the other world to break through. We want to save some rifle ammo for a tricky enemy ahead, but I used some spare bullets to land some extremely long-range shots on a nurse here, to thin out the crowd to make it a bit safer. During this routing, I found that when I ran low on pistol ammo at this point in the run, I had nearly, just about, achieved 100 shooting kills. The two saves allowed me to get a good sense of what I needed to achieve the kill targets, because I could count the exact kills of the previous segments that I had recorded. But even with this information, it was a little tricky to meet the exact number. Like anything, the more you run this challenge, the better the approximation you'll have of the kill number, I think. Or you could get someone or some program to count it for you. This is the jewellery store from the shopping centre we visited earlier. I wonder why the mall was important to Alessa. This exact area is revisited in Silent Hill 3. Was it a taste of a world that seemed like a heaven compared to her own? I think many of us have felt that on some level. Simply a window to a bigger world that exists beyond our town. A birdcage, a clear symbol of freedom lost or trapped. As Harry explores nowhere, Alessa's deepest traumas, he is experiencing it, and maybe not healing but easing it in some way. The solution to each puzzle is an unwinding, so that he can reach the spirit of his daughter. We need the rifle to take out the Grey Children, one of the scariest enemies in the game. These are ghosts that wield knives, and they have only very faint forms. Double tap all 3 with the rifle. You might need to wait a little bit for the final one to close in. I'm not sure if there is a readable meaning behind this room. It's just scary as hell. The ring of contract will keep the fridge closed from whatever is in there. If you don't use the ring, Harry will get carried into the fridge and devoured. Game over. I suppose there is a world in which the cult, or Dahlia, fed weird foods to Alessa as part of a punishment, and the locking of this fridge seals that fear away. Much is up for interpretation, and that's part of the fun. Remember the blood pack in the hospital earlier? Now it's replaced with sweets, the exact same location. It just strikes me so cruel that something should be fun for a child is replaced by a tool for blood transfusion. There's a real sense of innocence lost. We'll open the candies for Alessa and grab the key. We're almost finished. A room full of eyes staring from every wall. Alessa's every movement watched by those who think she's a chosen one. I feel that these eyes are the cult's and her mother's, and their expectations, and also the eyes of her bullies at school, who believed she was a witch. For the final talisman, we turn off the generator. The generator, that rumbling mechanical sound that terrified her at school, inspiring the split-head monster, later became her lifeline, terrifying her in a whole new way. Her body kept alive by machines that wouldn't let it fail. The roar and the pain without end. We turn it off to proceed. I really do think this mechanical terror is exactly why whenever we use machines in the game, from the generators in the school and the hospital, but also when we turn on the bridge, the music crescendos and becomes extremely intense. All of these ideas are just working together. Check for respawns after taking out the first batch of Grey Children in this corridor, as it's easier to take them out from this door. And, funnily enough, that kick took us to 100 melee kills. I couldn't believe how close it was when I saw the results screen. On my other practice runs of this segment, I was well over the count, but I guess I indexed too hard on shooting this attempt. With the last key, we can run straight back to the basement. Just run past the enemies.
Everything is going according to plan, sheltered in the womb.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work? That wasn't our agreement.
No, these are just stalling tactics. If we lend a hand, we will be able to get power. Never fear, the promise shall not be broken.
But the power we could draw now will be very weak. Almost nothing. Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell. Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come.
But that will take time.
Alessa's spirit broke in two, by accident or by her choice, making it so whatever the cult wanted to birth couldn't reach maturity. They torture Alessa's catatonic body in order to summon Cheryl. And so Harry and his daughter's quiet holiday to Silent Hill becomes this fated nightmare. Now we have all the talismans, presumably for the ritual. No doubt they all carry some special meaning. We can unlock the door, equip the shotgun, and get ready for the final fight. And now it just occurs to me how crushing it is that they needed a picture of Alessa, their patient, beside the bed to identify the burnt, half-living thing she became. That is deeply tragic and truly, truly awful.
Do what Mommy tells you now. I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all.
No. I don't want to do it.
It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too.
Oh, but Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just two of us. Please understand.
Oh, yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong.
Mommy!
Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait. Herein lies the mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself.
Mommy?
I was shocked to realize the talisman of Metatron was being used. In spite of the lost soul returning at last. Just a little longer and all would have been for naught. It's all because of that man. We must be thankful to him. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity.
Freeze! What in the devil's name?
Dahlia.
Well, well, well. To think you'd make it this far.
Where's Cheryl? What have you done to her?
What are you talking about? You've seen her many times, restored to her former self.
I'm in no mood for jokes.
Don't you see? She's right there.
That's absurd.
You are the only one who thinks so.
Why? Why are you doing this?
It's been a long 7 years. For the 7 years since that terrible day, Alessa has been kept alive suffering a fate worse than death. Alessa has been trapped in an endless nightmare from which she never awakens. He has been nurtured by that nightmare, waiting for the day to be born. That day has finally come. The time is nigh. Everyone will be released from pain and suffering. Our salvation is at hand. This is the day of reckoning, when all our sorrows will be washed away. When we return to the true paradise, my daughter will be the Mother of God.
Return things to how they were before.
Kaufman!
Did I ask for this? Nobody uses me. You won't get away with this.
Your role is over. We don't need you anymore. What do you think you could accomplish by coming here?
My, aren't we getting cocky? Bet you can't see this.
Glaucus! I thought I got rid of that!
All I had to do was plant it somewhere for you to find. You all, well, kept you busy. Ha! You're easy. And there's more where this came from.
Stop it!
Huh? What the?
Open up with a couple of shotgun blasts on Incubus. We need to run in a circle every time Incubus starts charging its lightning. Understanding the sound in this fight really helps make it easy. It's a deadly fight, as 1 or 2 lightning bolts can combo and kill Harry, but I also think this is the easiest boss in the game for no damage. Take your time, rinse and repeat, and the shotgun should make short work of this demon. It is over. So we don't get our Cheryl back, but we do free Alessa from her pain, and we leave with a newborn, escaping from the hell of the town, thanks to Alessa. Despite everything she went through, Alessa managed to keep her humanity and capacity to do good. Once the credits roll, we'll get to the rank screen. And there we have it, 10 stars achieved. 1 hour and 25 minutes, 5 minutes-ish to spare, 157 items collected, exactly 100 melee kills, 108 shooting kills, a beautifully balanced shooting style, and all 5 special items picked up. I spent around 100 hours rooting this game, rooting and playing, and for a game that scared the hell out of me, just even thinking about it, I'm pretty pleased with this playthrough. One day I'd like to run it on a live stream, skipping all the story but going for a no save, no damage win. There are a few lore pieces I missed in this run. The book in the school library that talks of the ability for a girl's delusions to spring to life. The video of Lisa that can be played in Nowhere. Also an article detailing the specific properties of White Claudia. But ultimately, I don't think they affected the overall reading too much. If you've watched this video from start to finish, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I can't say enough how much I love this game and its story. And through running No Damage, I came to really love its gameplay as well. Silent Hill is hard-hitting, but there is an element of healing in the story, despite the overwhelming darkness, that I just think is exceptionally beautiful. I could talk about this for a very, very long time, and I'm sure I'll talk more about the game in the future, but for now, that is all. Silent Hill 1, 10 stars, no damage, no bullet adjust, all wrapped up. Take care, friends, stay safe, and thank you for watching.